Hey, what's up? Today I'm going to share my easy homemade granola recipe with you. Actually, I'm going to share two ways of making it, but more on that later. First, let's talk about the ingredients I'm going to use. I'll be using a big bowl of oats, about 400 grams. Obviously, you can use other grains, but oats are the most common thing in granola. Also, I'll be using some mixed nuts. I have some Brazil nuts, some almonds, hazelnuts, and walnuts here, but you can use whatever you have on hand. Also some raisins and some dried cranberries to add some sweetness and chewiness. And finally some chia seeds. Before you start, make sure to preheat your oven to 190 degrees Celsius or 375 Fahrenheit. Now let's prepare a wet mix for our granola. Mix 2 tablespoons of tahini with a couple of splashes of water. I'm trying to achieve a consistency similar to heavy cream. The more water you add, the more time it takes for the granola to get crispy, but we definitely need some moisture to form those granola lumps. Also, add a bit of salt and cinnamon to enhance the flavor. Stir to combine everything. Once the mixture is ready, pour it over the dry oats. Add some maple syrup for sweetness, about 100 milliliters. Incorporate with a spoon, but I think it's better to use the best set of tools you have, your hands. Mix thoroughly, make sure each little piece is coated. Now line your baking sheet with some parchment paper. Spread the mixture on your baking sheet. Please try to form a uniform layer. This will make sure that your granola cooks evenly. Bake in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. Meanwhile, let's prepare the nuts. You can simply chop them up using a knife. Use a pestle and mortar. Or pulse them lightly in a food processor. After the first round of baking, it's time to add in our nuts. Also, grab a wooden spoon and try to break up the crispy layer of granola. Turn the individual pieces upside down and also fold in the nuts. Back in the oven for 10 more minutes or until golden brown to your liking. When it's done, let it sit and cool down completely. But honestly, it smells so good that I can't resist not to try it right away. By the way, do you remember I mentioned I'm going to share two ways of making granola? Earlier I've set aside half of my granola mixture. Now I'll be toasting it on high heat. Also, I'll be adding some water occasionally to prevent my granola from burning. This method is a bit quicker and I recommend using it for making smaller batches of granola, or if you don't have an oven at home. So, now it's time to transfer our granola to an airtight container. The parchment paper not only prevents the granola from sticking to the baking sheet, but also helps to lift and transfer it a lot more easily. Also add the raisins, cranberries and chia seeds as well. The pan-roasted version of my granola tastes pretty much the same as the oven version, so I decided to just dump them both into the same container. Let's shake it very well to incorporate everything. How to serve your granola is up to you. Usually I have it for breakfast with some yogurt or milk, or sprinkle on top of porridge or smoothie bowls. This time I would like to serve it with some coconut yogurt, some fresh strawberries, blueberries and a sprinkle of almond flakes. The possibilities for toppings are endless. Feel free to use up any nuts or dried fruit you have in your pantry. Adding pieces of seasonal fruit on top of a granola bowl is also a very good choice. No matter what preparation method you choose, I think homemade granola is so much better than the store-bought alternatives. It's sweet, it's crunchy, you can totally customize it and control the amount of sugar and fat in it. Please give it a try and I hope you will check out my other recipes as well. See you!